Hey guys, what's up? And I want to talk today a little bit about how I make money from blogging through affiliate links, through brand deals, and how you can make it too. Obviously, the economy is very, very difficult right now. There's a lot of people looking for new jobs. Inflation is very high. Things are very expensive. So any extra source of income is going to be very well received. Either you're working full-time, part-time, but the point of this video is really to go through things you could do in addition to your job, like for example, create a blog and earn extra income. So the first thing you have to do is actually set up a blog. I recommend services like ghost.org or WordPress. You can easily Google how to set up the blog itself. It should be very, very simple. Make sure your meta settings are in the niche you're trying to focus your blog on. So this should be very simple. You can Google how to do this either on ghost.org or on a WordPress site. The blog doesn't have to be super beautiful, exquisite. It can be very, very simple, and all you really need is Google to be able to rank the pages that you're trying to write on. So make sure your meta settings are on. Even if you use medium.com, you can do that in the settings tab, and then you would have to actually apply the meta settings, and it will easily tell you how to do that, whether you're on Medium or Ghost or whatever. So that's the first step. The second step is to find a niche that you want to focus on, that you think you can exploit. So any niche that you think or are passionate about, and it's going to be easier, especially if you're passionate about that specific niche, you will be able to write about that topic for hours and even years. Remember, SEO, search engine optimization, which is Google's kind of page ranking, will only really take place and rank your pages after about 6 months of consistent work. That's what's happened to me, and that will probably happen to most of you. So this isn't an overnight thing. You have to really, really put in the time, put in the effort, and just keep focusing on creating content that's high quality, that's interesting, and that's not going to sell to your audience, but that's really going to inform and teach your audience about that specific topic. At a later stage, for example, after 6 months, once you do have a lot of people reading your blog and potentially subscribing to your newsletter, you can then start to use affiliate links. These are links from different brands, which you can put into your blog, which you can then get a commission of the sale. For example, Amazon Associates, every time someone clicks on your link, Amazon will know it came from you and will give you a percentage of the sale if that customer actually purchases that product. The next thing you can monetize it is actually creating a brand deal with a bigger brand that would, for example, do sponsored posts or do a sponsored links, or even just write a paragraph on a topic or article or some page that you've got that's ranking really well and that's in their niche. If, for example, this is dog food and you're starting and buying a domain on dog food and then writing about dog food, make sure that you've got the most interesting and fun and unique content around that blog. And by the way, there is a very interesting dog food website, which we talk about, that has actually sold for tens of millions, I think, to wag.com, that was solely focused on everything to do with dog food. And obviously it was ranking really well. A lot of people were reading it, and that's why it sold. So this is the exit plan for your, for example, blog, is to potentially get it bought by a huge player. But all of these things, one after another, make sure they're done in order, are important. Remember, consistency of the specific content, and to make sure the content is interesting, is going to be the most important thing. Everything else doesn't really matter. You can add an Instagram and a TikTok and on top of your brand at a later stage, but the key is really to make sure that Google knows that the content is consistent, it's fresh content, it hasn't been generated by AI, and then you'll be able to potentially make some money from it. Good luck, guys. Let me know what content and what blogs you are working on in the comments. I would love to hear more. Thanks a lot.